What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today we're going to be discussing the best weapons and best guns in Apex Legends right now. I do love this game, so far it is amazing. I do want to show you which weapons I found are the best and which don't perform so well. Please note that in this video, it's not going to be covering the worst weapons. I will make a second video for that because this is just for those top tier weapons that shine in different situations, and a lot of you guys aren't going to come to this video just to be told what the worst weapons are that you already know about. So without further ado, let's begin. So first of all, we'll be covering the rifle side of things. I have found the brand new Havoc rifle performs really well and is super strong in close quarter situations. I've got some pretty good clips and found myself in sticky situations where I had to immediately pull out the Havoc to finish off enemies when I ran out of ammo, or when I was actually running a sniper as well. The Havoc is fairly powerful and good for close range, but it does suffer for ammo in comparison to its damage output. It does good damage, but don't think you can spray and pray on two guys or a full team without reloading, as you'll probably have to nail a good one or two clips into an enemy to actually knock them down. This is obviously an automatic weapon and it really benefits players who don't have precision aiming, so you can kind of get away with missing a couple of shots, whereas a semi-automatic performs really badly in this kind of scenario. The next weapon I really like is the R99. Now this isn't really a full-on AR, it's kind of a hybrid between an AR and SMG, but it does some really great damage. Now if you thought the Havoc had ammo problems, it really doesn't fit into comparison to the R99. I know this guide is the best weapons, but I'm still going to explain the downsides and trade-offs to the weapon. The R99 does 12 damage to the body and 18 to the head, and it does 216 DPS to the body target. It has unique recoil in terms that it has vertical kick and horizontal kick to the right. When you're spraying too much, it isn't really too much to handle. Now it uses light rounds, which means it's a good secondary to take if you're actually using a rifle or a wingman as primary, because the bullets are actually widely available. It is also an automatic weapon, which means you can get a really high fire rate when spraying, and if your aim is decent. You're going to be lethal against targets both with body and headshots, but as I mentioned, missing shots can be a risky trade-off because of the small magazine sizes. Next up on my list of weapons is the Kraber. Now we're moving on to snipers here, and the Kraber is basically the big daddy of all snipers. This is because the Kraber is the Barrett of Apex, being a 50 cal sniper, and it is only obtainable via crates like the Mastiff. The Kraber basically is the only legendary sniper in the game right now, and it's a bolt action weapon, meaning obviously hitting a shot is super important, and you do need to practice with it a lot to perfect your aim, since missing a shot will basically risk dying completely, especially at mid range. Now the weapon performs super bad close range, and there isn't really enough skill shotters right now practicing no scopes with it to prove me otherwise. However, at long range this weapon is really deadly and packs a punch. I even got it from a crate recently and we nearly won a game with it, but my shot was a little off near the end. However, although it has high damage output, 125 to the body, 250 to the head, with 75 body hitbox DPS, like the massive shotgun, it does have its own unique ammo which keeps it grounded and balanced, which means conserving ammo with this weapon is paramount because you do only get 8 bullets, which if you're good at shooting isn't so bad, but if you do miss, this isn't really going to be enough. Next up in terms of snipers is the Longbow. Now it isn't as powerful as its predecessor the Kraber, but it can certainly hit some insane damage output on the enemy if your aim's on point. Remember, being a sniper is being a sharpshooter, so you need to have that killer shot to make these weapons mostly viable, but if you do, you'll be winning a lot of trades and engagements at range. Now technically the Longbow isn't classed as a full-on sniper, but more so a DMR. This is good though, because however, since it utilizes heavy ammo, most of the guns in the game also do, which means the ammo is readily available. It just depends on if teammates are taking it first or distributing it. But let's say ammo isn't an issue. The Longbow DMR actually also comes from the first 2 Titanfall titles, and it does 55 damage to the body and 110 to the head, with 78 damage per second with only body shots. It has a magazine capacity of 5 bullets by default, but you can actually upgrade it to 6, 8 and 10 depending on the upgraded mags you have. Now this weapon does a lot of damage, of course not as much as normal snipers such as the Kraber, but it still does pretty decent damage. You'll need to practice not only your aim, but also your shot prediction by practicing the bullet lead and seeing how long it takes for a bullet to reach a target by aiming slightly in front, as well as the small bullet drop, which isn't really so existent as other games like PUBG for example, especially because we're playing in first person. So now we've covered the better ARs and the top snipers in DMR, let's move on to the actual close range weapons. So this is going to be with close quarters weapons, more specifically the shotguns. We'll be beginning with the legendary one first, aka the Mastiff. This is another weapon that you'll only be able to obtain from crates in the game. The weapon fires 8 bullets in a shotgun scatter cone formation, which, when you aim down the sights, you can decrease the bullet spread, which in turn promotes accuracy. This weapon is similar to the sniper in the sense that it has exclusivity to airdrops, and also like the sniper too, it has its own ammo that does not share space in the inventory, meaning once it's depleted, it's gone. Meaning nobody can share ammo for it even if they obtain it themselves from a crate too. It uses 20 bullets and does 18 damage per pellet, which if shot perfectly can do a max damage of 144 to the body when all 8 shots are hit perfectly, such as point blank. It also does 36 damage to the head per shot and 288 damage total if all shots are accurate, although it's very unlikely that all shots would hit the head at once. The second and last shotgun I will cover because it's the second best is the Peacekeeper. Now the Peacekeeper is the primary shotgun you're wanting to look for in Apex because airdrops are more scarce. I'm not even going to mention in the rest of the video or make a comparison to the Mozambique because this is basically because the Peacekeeper is ultimate in every single way. Now this weapon is kind of similar in terms to the snipers, like I keep saying, because like bolt action weapons it does have a lever activating system when shooting per shot, so kind of how the old Winchesters and cowboy weapons operate, this is basically how you fire. Now I'd recommend using precision choke with this weapon, which is obviously one of the attachments you can pick up. This actually tightens the accuracy cone when aiming down the sights, so it does make your shots a lot more accurate. The weapon does a total of 10 damage per pellet for a maximum of 110 to the body and 165 to the head, with 15 damage per headshot. The final weapon I will be covering in this video is in my opinion the best in the whole game right now. This weapon is the Wingman. The Wingman has its downsides, but if you master it, it can be the best weapon in the game. The Wingman is a revolver based weapon and pistol in the game. It has a likeness to CSGO's R8 revolver and reminds me of a Desert Eagle due to its high power and semi-kick to its recoil. The weapon has a potential of 3-shotting an enemy with full armor, but they need to have no helmet. This is a brutal take to pick, but obviously you need to be a marksman who can master the headshots and perfect the aim in game, especially when using the skull piercer attachment, which actually increases headshot damage. The gun has an RPM of 205 and it uses the popular heavy rounds, which are pretty competitive to loot as mentioned before. It does have a maximum capacity of 6, but this is by default and you can upgrade it to 8, 9 and 12 per mag depending on the upgrade. It does 45 damage to a body shot, whereas it does 41 damage to the legs and 90 damage to the head with a full DPS value of 153. The weapon also has a great recoil kick to it and it only utilizes vertical recoil, so as long as you're only shooting when the weapon comes back down, which is pretty simple, it's always going to hit as long as your aim's good. Practice with this weapon and try to hit heads. It still does do good body damage and is a lot easier to hit body damage, but using a red dot sight with skull piercer is so deadly that you won't want to loot anything else. Use the training mode in the game too. On the main menu you can select this by clicking play Apex and then clicking the training mode, and this actually allows you to practice your aim. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree or disagree with these points and if there's anything I missed. Anyways, thanks for watching, I do really appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and to give back, I'm doing a monthly giveaway, so check down the subscription box below and also check in the comments and it will actually show you the giveaway. We're giving away the Lego Hobbit game this month. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. This gun is so hard to hit. Oh crap, there's more people. What are you shooting? Should I go still there? They're gonna get overrun and then I'll come up and do cleanup crew. Oh, I've only got 30 seconds to cover your body. I'm not gonna do it.
Don't worry about it, man.
I'll just see how many I can kill before I die, because I'll definitely die. I can't take all these geeks. 100%. Just see if I can hit one more nice snipe, because I knocked him if I didn't kill him. Oh, he bled out! Where you seeing me? Why is he not dying? Has he got a knockdown shield? Gee, oh, the